You want to restart that? I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Technical difficulties.
No, we could hear you. I don't know if the audience can. Audience probably couldn't.
I don't know how to. All right, let's try that again. How you doing, party people? Let me see some confetti. Welcome to the show. Welcome to a new episode of Ultimate Truth. All right, now we're going to get started here. I see all of you out in the crowd, all my beautiful people out there. And we're going to bring out our first guest here. So, Ahmina, Rose, okay. She is our number one girl, the one who stays behind the scenes, Ahmina. Woo! All right now. It's nice to see you, Miss Ahmina.
Nice to see you too, girl.
Hello there. And now let's bring out the big guy, the guy who can't find his right sock, Grimlock. Oh, snap. Put your hands in the air. Let me see that confetti. Nice,
right.
nice. And announcing our last guest. She is just as delicate as a flower. She is the Rose. Come on now and introduce yourself. I like that song. Woo! Give me some confetti. Woo!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am your hostess with the mostest. I am the Grimlock, the man who can't find his right sock. Here we go. We're on another episode of Ultimate Truth, being sponsored by OneGearRadio.com. So make sure, if you want to download that app, come smack our app and download One Gear Radio. And if you'd like to see the replay of said show, make sure you also download the Rumble app, RUMBLE, and look up just Gear Radio without the one to see the rebroadcast of said show. All right, with that being said, today we are going to be talking about friendship and what it means to everything friendship, loyalty, betrayal, and everything else that goes on in the metaverse. So with that, friendship. Now, I'm 55 years old, and in my day, we used to find friends just by going outside. But nowadays, everything is done online, and now we have leaped into the VR. However, with meeting online, anonymity has taken rise to trolls, cyberbullying, and such. So it is much harder sometimes to know who is your friend. Then, when you make a friend, things can be hard to comprehend should you lose that friend, especially if one suffers from social anxiety and not being confident to seek friends in the real world. So for some, this place is safe. However, while there are people that play jokes, there are some that take the jokes too far, and some people do not know how to communicate if they feel like they are being harassed. In the metaverse, there are a lot of things that can be misconstrued, rumors spread, and blatant disregard to safety of individuals' health. Loyalty seems to be a sometimes, or the loyalty seems to be forgotten trait. That loyalty switch from day to day. Rumors get spread that may not be true and can affect people who may want to harm themselves. Why does friendship have to be a bargaining tool to be won? So today, I want to make a note that I had posted up something on my personal Facebook page that was public because I was trying to figure out some legal information on something that happened recently. I then began a dialogue with this person who I did not know. After a while, I actually figured out as to who it was. The name of the person was Natasha Shasha, who has a YouTube channel that also is berating me. I am asking to this person, why do you have to be so childish as to play these games with me? Why do you have to perpetually stalk my pages, all of them? Do you think that as a woman that you are above recompense? If a man did this to a woman as to what she is doing to me, he would be blasted as a creep, a stalker, or even worse. Why, if we are supposed to be treated as equals, can you not be looked at in the same light and held to the same accountability for your actions as well? How are you serving justice by stalking my pages to see if you can get anything on me? I do not look for your pages, nor do I post on them. Why can't you leave me alone? You do things that are sneaky and underhanded, then wonder why I defend myself against your bullying. If you don't want to face consequences, then why do the crime if you're not willing to do the time for something that is illegal, such as stalking my pages? You concern yourself over your health, but you berate me, accuse me of ridiculous things that I have not done, and carelessly have allowed people to mention my real legal name to where I was harassed in real life with one of your incomplete narratives on your show. How does this help with your stress and health? In conclusion, if you had left me alone, left my crew alone, I would have moved on and worried about things that actually mattered. But instead, I have to respond in order to protect myself from harming myself, my business, and my mental state. And with that, we are going to begin today's show, and I am going to move. Whoops, I have the wrong hands in the wrong places.
I still can't find that right sock still.
I know. So, all right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for coming to the show. So, we have Ahmina, who's part of this crew. Rose is a part of this crew, and Star, who just joined us as our announcer, to replace an announcer that has unfortunately left us. And he decided to, in my eyes, kind of betray us. And I think what he has done is absolutely wrong. I mean, we wish him well, but he's not coming back here. I just think that if you're going to have a problem and you have an issue, especially with one of my team members, if they want to leave, all they have to do is come to me and say, hey, we want to try something else out and whatever. I would say, okay, can you give us a time to find a replacement for you? So that way we can continue on with the show with whatever people we have. We want this to be the ultimate truth where we tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, the ultimate truth. We also want everybody in here to like and save the world because we want this to be a household name for a radio, radio show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to my team. I'm going to start off with Rose. We recently had what I believe it kind of is a betrayal, or somebody decided to leave our show that we really liked. We really liked this guy. He was an excellent talent as far as a hype man was concerned. You had some issues and some things you wanted to discuss with that, so I'll give you the floor.
Okay, yeah. Thank you all for coming and give me this time to speak to you. So, what has happened with the previous announcer is that he went on another show and says some things about me not feeling harassed by someone else from the show. And I want to correct that is it was not true. I never spoke to him about anything that happened uh, in Grimlock's life. I'm just not involved in that, and he was just making comments that was not true. I did talk to him privately, and he did apologize for saying things that I never spoke about, and he told me that he would not do that again. I just want to make that clear. And also, as I have known Grimlock for like over 5 months now, and he's been a great guy and he's a good friend. And I think like if there are things that's going on, like people talk about him, and I would suggest that you talk to Grimlock himself and figure out if he's a good guy or not just based on what somebody else said. And yeah, and that's just how I feel. Like you got to know the person yourself, and like not listen to the other party. Just you need to be have a balance. It's you can't only believe like the single story. You got to have both sides. So yeah, I think he's a great friend, and thank you all.
Okay, and now I think then thank you for that so much. And Rose and I have met back I think it was in December, late December, early January. We've gotten to
Yes.
know each other very well. We communicate over the phone as well as in here. And she has been, I don't know, like a very special person for me. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm overprotecting with her, but I know she can stand on her own 2 feet. And I think that's one of the things that she appreciates about me, if I'm not mistaken. That was a question, Rose.
Oh, sorry. Can you say that again? What was the question?
I said that, I sometimes feel like I protect you, not that you can't stand on your own 2 feet. So,
Oh,
you know,
yes, he's protective, and um, yeah, he's kind of like being a kind of have that father figure to me. So he's being protective of me, but I appreciate that, you know. But we're good friends. We are. So
now
yeah.
the next in line I think we're going to do is with Amina because I've known her the longest out of anyone in this room right now. So her and I have met, and what's your situation with how you feel about what friendship and loyalty is, and then how have you seen me grow, or how our relationship and the dichotomy of it has progressed?
Sure, sure. I met Grimlock last year at a time in my life when there were a lot of turmoil in my personal life regarding health and my husband's passing. Grimlock was there for me. He was very supportive of the things that I was going through. During such time, there were some things that were happening to him that I felt that were just unfair. And I felt that if I was going to be a friend of his, I would listen to him and give him advice. I'm a person, I don't hold punches. I will tell him like it is. If he's wrong, he's wrong. If he's right, he's right. I've never been that type of person to get involved in some of the drama that has been going on and only stay neutral to some of the things. He has been very supportive. Yeah, there have been times that we act like a brother and sister with him. We're like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Stop with certain things, and but I think that as time has gone on, he's grown to be a person that that you can count on. And if you are a friend to somebody, you have to take the good with the bad. And you don't take the bad and turn that into a TV show or things like that. You be supportive of them and you try to give them the response of that person the benefit of the doubt. And it is very important, especially when you know that some issues may be in that person's personal life, that you are cognitive of how you treat one another. And that's all I do
Hey,
is I just
what
try
the
to
heck
be
is this?
there for him if you need some help or if
And
you
how
need
did you
something.
feel about the our announcer taking flight? What was your situation on that?
Well, I'm sort of, in some situations, I'm not surprised about people's reactions. It's just about how you handle it in the end. if he wants to leave, he leaves. But you don't leave and have an expectation that you're talking about something and then you're not going to receive anything negative back. You just have to be mature enough to realize that your actions beget another reaction, and that's all. I thought he was wonderful. Um, he was a great guy, but I miss him,
Yeah,
and
we all liked him. We all thought he was a
yeah,
good person. Hey, please don't open portals in here. Thank you very much.
yeah,
um,
Grim,
yeah.
Grim,
So
that's a kid.
he's a great kid. Yeah. So
so
what he did, and I hope we can move past. All of us can move past it,
Yes.
and that means just not from this show and other shows. We can move beyond this because these things manifest itself. These negativities manifest itself in other ways, and you don't want that. You just don't want that. So just be a little bit more cognitive of other people's feelings.
exactly, because we are cartoon characters in here, but there is a person, and you don't know what the mental health of that person is, and we all make mistakes. It's just
Right.
about her being grown up enough to figure out how to
Mhm.
correct those mistakes.
Mhm.
Now,
Mhm.
our newest addition over here, Star Morning, I met her in the bingo hall,
Hmm.
and you want to describe that and how you so far you thought about everything between us.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like Grim said, I met him like a week ago, I believe. Was it a week? It's not a week now.
Week or two, something like that.
Week or two. Yeah, I know him for now a week or two. And I'm not gonna lie, I did have someone come up to me and tell me that he is a bad person. But based off his actions of what I seen, he's a pretty nice guy. So when I told that other person that, hey, Grim came up to me, he was super nice, he was pretty chill, and that I don't really see anything wrong with him. And the other person was like, okay, then I'm not gonna take whatever this person inboxed me about to heart. Someone inboxed him behind his back. Someone inboxed a whole nother person behind Grim's back. I'm not involved. I'm new here. I just I don't like when people judge others without getting to know them. Did you know Grim was in the Navy? Did you all know that? I'm in the Army in the real life. I'm in the Army. We are brother and sister in arms. And I know
Hmm.
he's a good guy.
Even though we make fun of each other's.
Oh yeah, even though he's a sea man. He's a
Right. And
sea man.
Army stands for another retard made yearly, but
Hey, 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 sea man.
all right, all right. Yes, yes. Once you look at me, you do see a man right in front of you. Um, so we want to
Yeah,
open up the.
yeah, but Grim,
Yeah.
you listen. I just want to let you know you've been the nicest guy. I really appreciate this opportunity.
And I appreciate having you here. I think you're going to be an excellent pitch person. You're going to do what we need you to do. Hey, maybe we need you to clean the garbage up after work. I know you're going to kill me later. All right.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
So
talk about that later.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. So anyway, does anybody else have anything that they want to add to all of this? No? Well, we do have an audience member. Would you like to come up and ask a question? Yes, you. No? Ah, okay. Well, I think what we're going to do, since we don't have any answers and questions, and it's all about the message that hopefully it will get out there. So I'm going to basically do my closing monologue here. And okay, I'm in the right spot. Here we go.
What is this? Hey, we have
my goodness.
breaking news.
Breaking news coming. Oh my goodness. Breaking news. Oh my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce that one of the people from another show has sat there and said something along the lines where that they have said racial slurs. And the whole story behind the racial slurs is that she was mad at somebody for, being involved in pulling the plug on her best friend. And he is now passed. Now, I knew the guy. Him and I weren't really friendly with each other, but I'm not going to trample on somebody's grave. Now, she has allegedly said that another woman who I also know, she was a former co-host of mine. Her name was Maya McRoberts. And we had her on my radio show, and we called the Naughty Librarian. Well, I decided to do some digging and some research like a proper journalist should do. And so I started asking her questions, saying what was said, what was done. Now, her story, her side of the story, from Maya McRoberts' side of the story, is this. And basically, Maya McRoberts has said that the person in serving justice has basically been accused. Now, we can't confirm this, but this is what we have been told. If that person wants to confirm or deny this, that is on them. But so far, we do not have any proper information. But from her side of the story is that this particular woman stole $35,000 and from the guy who is now deceased when he was alive. And apparently they were having some type of relationship between her and I think it was her boyfriend or husband at the time she mentioned, and the guy who is now deceased. This is what I've been told. I haven't been confirmed this, but this is what I've been told. Okay. And apparently he gave them $35,000. And what happened is when the money ran out, they kicked him out, and he went to go live with another woman, and then eventually went and lived with Maya McRoberts. Now, what is being said from Maya's end is that she has also accused the guy who is deceased of raping her. And she provided text proof of things that she said in 2016 about the certain issues. However, I've got another bombshell to drop. According to the person from the other room, she has basically stated that her family or his family is looking for Maya McRoberts, and that $35,000 was given to her, and that apparently the girl in question from another show was in the hospital or something to that effect, and apparently her husband, and then it was her husband's mother, kicked him out, and she knew nothing of it. I can't confirm or deny that. However, what I did find out recently is I did some more investigating. She gave me the name of a person she had texted 4 years ago by the name of Matt McCoy. Ooh, who is Matt McCoy? He is the son of the person who is deceased. And I had a lengthy conversation with him. And he has told me he wants nothing to do with Maya, and he wants nothing to do with the other girl either. He thinks they're both crazy. Okay. He doesn't want to deal with their drama. From what I understand, from what he has told me, this is what his words were, that apparently the Social Security check that went from the deceased person went to Maya. So apparently he must have had some affection towards her. There were some other things that were said, which really didn't construe into this case as far as that's concerned. But he said that they did live together or something, and he did help her out with buying Chinese food when she asked for it, or food when she asked for it. And of course, Maya confirmed that because apparently this girl didn't have money all the time and was always begging him to, if she, now the allegedly, I don't know this is true. Allegedly, Maya has accused the other person of actually just wanting to send soft porn pictures to him in lieu of for money for Chinese food and a bunch of other things. But the biggest bombshell is that she has stated in one of her videos that that his family is looking for Maya McRoberts. And I have been told under exclusive agreement from the deceased person's son that nobody in his family is looking for Maya at all. And as far as he knows, he doesn't know anything about anybody stealing anything from one party to another. That is what he said. So I cannot confirm or deny either one did anything wrong. I've got what screenshots I've gotten from Maya McRoberts, and I've got what I have heard based on a harassing video towards me from the other party on YouTube. So I am not accusing of everything or anything of that sorts. This is the story I've got. I cannot confirm what is being said on the other side. I can only confirm from what the deceased son has told me and what Maya McRoberts has told me. And that, my friend, is how you do a proper journalist story. Mic drop. So once again, I am Grimlock. I want to thank everybody for coming out. If you would like, download our app Rumble. Download the app Rumble and look up Gear Radio without the one. And you will be able to see the rebroadcast of this show, hopefully within the next 24 hours. If I can get our wonderful person, J1000, our bot, we want to thank him for donating his bot. Make sure you visit Tyree, the person who owns it, the wandering traveler. He goes from room to room and he brings out the best personality of each room. I want to thank, obviously, my friend Ahmina for, she's helps out with the room. I want to thank Rose for our technical person and our newest announcer. We have got Star Morning in the house. Give it up for Star Morning, everybody. Let's get some confetti going. All right. So that is going to be the end of Ultimate Truth for this week. We're going to try to interview somebody next week. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. And please be safe and be good with each other. And make sure you have the accurate information before you actually go jump on whatever bandwagons you want to jump on. For my mental health, for everybody else's mental health. Let's try to be nice to one another. Shall we? Thank you and good night.
This has been another episode of Ultimate Truth. Do visit us next year at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. See you next time.
Next year? Next year?
I said next week. He didn't try to play me, y'all. This trying to play me.
Hey, that's going to be a good blooper reel. We need a blooper reel for that one.
I said next week, and you know I said it. I'm taking this back. Give me this.
All right, everybody. Thank you and good night. Tyree, as always, thank you.
Week. I'm putting this back right here.
Do not say nothing crazy.
That was pretty good.
Join us next year when we'll all be in the grave or something. At least some of us.